Hello and welcome to the Time Spiral edition of the Commander Durdle. So here's my pool, my card pool, which has 180 cards in it, so that's 12 boosters. And already I've placed Mistform Ultimus in the commander chair, so to speak. And I'll just show you in terms of the choices, because as I think I said in the inaugural episode of this for Cold Snap, when I pulled the pool from MTGen, the first thing I'm going to do is look to see if there's a commander in there, a legendary creature, and go from there. So there is, if you've seen the Time Spiral episode, or Set Musings episode, you'll know that there was a time-shifted slot which contained cards pre-mirrored in 7th edition card frames. So that's why this looks quite different. I'm going to look and see what we've got in terms of just the rarity, so you can get a feel for, see if there was anything else here that we could have played. So, okay, Warbard, you'll notice again, so if I go, we've got 11 special cards and 12 rares. So, and the 12th one is obviously from here. So, I'm just going to go down here and find if there is one. So you can see here, we don't have any. We haven't got any of the legendaries. There was quite a few legendaries in the set, so it's interesting that we didn't get any. Yeah, none of them. However, there were also legendaries printed in the time-shifted cards. So let's see if we can find those. I think you can spot the one actually straight away. So we've got Eron the Relentless, 3/2 red, haste, with regeneration. And I think that's it. So a lot of interesting cards, but nothing, none of these actually relevant to this deck. So I'm going to go with Mistform Ultimus. It's an interesting card. I don't think it's super popular in the format, but it's an illusion, but also it's every creature type. So it does mean that if it's every creature type, there's interesting interactions there and buffing that might go on with a number of blue lords. So for instance, you know, if you have a lord, say in blue, something like says, you know, all merfolk get +1/+1, then this is every creature type. Also, which is probably more relevant to the set, there were a number of slivers in the set. So of course this is every creature type, so it counts as a sliver, and so on. So it's an interesting tribal blue card, but the only problem is it not so much what the blue cards gain from it, it's what it gains from blue cards, either tribal lords or cards that say, you know, buff a blue card in some way, like give it +1/+1, or with another blue one is all wizards. So when we run the algorithm, we'll keep an eye open for that. I've got over to one side. This is what you get if you do show me the average deck. For this particular commander, it's also not been subdivided into different types. Like sometimes it might have a number of choices when you go into that average one, where you can choose the mechanic or the strategy behind the deck. I believe for this one, from what I remember, there isn't that choice. So I just took the total average, if you like, which you can do. You can just get it to average out across all decks, or where it gives you an option to average out across a certain number of themes that might have been chosen or might be available. Yeah, no, I've just looked back actually, and as far as I see, let me just double check this because it's good to know. Yeah, it's 133 decks in total in all of EDH Rec, so not a super popular commander. So whatever it produces as an average deck will literally be across all of those, no subdivisions. So, but we won't look at that yet. We'll wait till the end till we start to see what Architect suggests that we play, and then from that I'll cherry pick. I'm like I say, it is tempting to definitely see what lords might be playable in this deck. So the first thing we've got to do is remove an awful lot of cards. You'll see all the cards in red either because there's too many if it's on colour, so we've got 2 Ancestral Visions for instance, so we'd have to reduce that by 1, or it's off colour. So you can see here all our special cards are totally off colour. So I'm going to quickly go through now and just, remember flanking was a thing in this set. So if you haven't done already, definitely watch the set musings. One way I'm doing this rather than removing all this stuff and actually doing it as part of the episode is just so I can revisit some of the cards that are in the set. So yeah, remember there's Bad Moon was in there, like creatures +1/+1. That would have been nice if there was a black legendary we could have pulled. We've got Darkness, we've got War Barge, interesting, target creature gains Island Walk, but it does destroy the creature. Okay, but only. Okay, target creature gains Island Walk until end of turn. When War Barge leaves play this turn, destroy that creature. A creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated. It's interesting, isn't it? This is like some sort of proto vehicle. Okay, we'll leave that in. Gemstone's Caverns doesn't really make sense in a mono blue deck. Because if we get a luck counter as a result of it being in our opening hand, we get to add 1 mana of any colour to our mana pool. Yeah, let's take it out. We've got Lotus Bloom, we'll leave that in. These blue cards can stay in for the moment. See, I think the way this is going to go is it definitely be a lot what I call layering going on here. So possible we get blue cards which give other blue cards flying, or cards that give other blues flying, and then we'll see how that pans out. Draining Whelk. Interesting counterspell. Ancestral Vision. Yep, card draw. So get rid of these. Yeah, there's quite a lot of graveyard shenanigans in this set as well. Okay, damage. Oh, there was one of those cards which harks back. So they had if you remember, they had these suspend cards which reflected cards that were previously from previous sets in Magic. So this is Wheel of Fortune, I think. Word of Seizing, a Split Second. Okay, goodbye. Right. Yeah, of course, Sliver's a thing. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I'll just keep it for the purpose of this in rarity at the moment, then we'll move back to sorting by type. Okay. Flash. Flanking. I'll return to dust. Yep. Spirit Loop. Alright, Thunder Totem. No, it doesn't make any sense here. Shall we see if we got the blue one. Damage. There's the red one. Lots of really cool cards if we were playing. We'd got some multicoloured legendary. Do I want to be making... No, I can't anyway, so... Target player draws 4 cards and discards 3 cards. Yeah, leave that in. Force Demise, Enchanted Creature. Oh yeah, these ones. Those bounce enchantments. Bounce back to your hand. Yep, interesting utility. Spell Burst with Bite Back. Okay, yeah, I like the look of that. That's Bite Back's always nice in Commander. Yeah, that would give that tap down. Flash. Counters target abilities. Okay, yeah. So there's Chronatog. So we'll leave that in. We can't play that. So none of these. Obviously Sliver's a thing. There's more split second. From what I remember, this was quite fun to draft because I drafted on MTGO, but I imagine building from a sealed pool for this could be potentially be quite painful. Right, so flanking. Suppose you've got the potential for like soldier decks and stuff like that. I suppose you just have to, if you were doing a seal pool as opposed to drafting this, you would just have to play to the elements of the set where there were a large number of copies of that particular mechanic or ability or tribe. Some pretty cool cards here, but then again you've got to remember we've opened double the normal amount of cards you would open for a regular sealed pool in a sealed tournament. So I think I mentioned I picked 12 because that was historically around the number I used to open when I bought a new set. There's normally like a bundle and then a couple of extra packs, maybe as a result of opening like a intro deck or something like that. Lots of interesting green cards here. We're not going to be left with much. There's a ton of utility in this set. And of course Thalids as well. Okay, Mystical Teachings. Yeah, we can't play that because the flashback cost is it's not blue, it's in one of the allied colours. So leave it for the moment. Cancel, yep. That could be interesting. Screeching Sliver. All slivers have target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Shadow Sliver. All slivers have shadow. Okay, so again it's doing interesting things to my Mistform Ultimus. So most of these we're really keeping for the utility. Or not most, several of them can't take it. So 6/6 for 8, but he's got morph. I think that's going to have to come out. It's 2. So I'm just looking to see if there was anything here. I don't think there was anything that made something else an island. Give something island walk, but not made it an island. But yeah, I'll decide in a moment. I think that one. It's an interesting bounce spell. Yeah, the thing I'm doing here as well, I will try and keep cards in where they provide some sort of utility, even though they might not be the strongest card to play in the slot. It's all about sort of showcasing the set as well. Some interesting counterspell stuff stapled on. Put target creature or land on top of its owner's library. Okay. Right. Go away. Okay, we'll keep that in. Choose target permanent. You control, spend card you own. If that permanent has time counter on it, you may remove. Okay. Fair enough. We keep the chromatic star in. No, thank you. Okay, now we're on the cards we can't keep in anyway. It's interesting the sort of things they've sort of stapled to creatures, and the things you see a lot of in the set. So in addition to the fact there's a lot going on, you know, thematically and mechanic stroke ability wise, we've also got this thing where there's a number of abilities that you sort of associate generally with that colour across multiple cards, like things like discard in black and bounce in blue and all those things. I suppose we're talking about quite a large set here as well when you consider the presence of both the set and the time shifted cards. And just going through this, you probably see already that we did have a number of slivers here. Okay. So, first things first. Let's get, I just want to put in just regular basic lands as a placeholder, but what we will do is make sure, actually before I do that, let us do this, there we go. What I'm going to do is change this to the set artwork, quite rightly so, because it's pretty cool. If you remember from the set musings, I was sort of pointed out how swamp-like some of the artwork looked. Okay, So we'll crank up to around 35. We're playing blue. So we'll see what our artifacts look like. Okay, so I'm interested to see what sort of spot removal we can play and what. I think what I'll do is working out the order to go through for suggestions first. I think what I'll do is I'm going to look at some of the creatures because they're the things that are going to mesh best with this. So we've got a 3/3 for 4 here, but there's no ability beyond what it can absorb for everything else. However, it is an illusion, so illusion tribal could be a thing, but it's a bit of a more modern illusions aren't as robust as this, so we'll have to be a bit careful. Let me just wait for that to do its artifact thing. Oh, Diviner's Wand. Yeah, because again, it counts as a wizard if we want it to. I like this as well. And of course these, like Sky Diamond, sorry, and the Sapphire Medallion. Oh, and the Phyrexian Metamorph, of course. If we've got card draw going on, we're going to want this. We're probably going to, it's probably going to suggest a few, yeah, so like this as well. But, yeah, Kondo's Banner. Oh, well, quite a lot of suggestions for artifacts. It's never ending. We may be spoilt for choice here. But I'll put those in a moment. I just want to have a look at the creatures. Yeah. I wanted to see if I could. I don't think it's going to. I think what it's mainly going to do is suggest either blue creatures, or the pump blue stuff, or wizards, or merfolk shapeshifters. That's interesting. Yeah, anything like this. So they all just pump they don't really benefit anything else in the deck. And so I suppose it would be better to pick, a certain amount of stuff. Let's just give it hexproof. Changelings. Let's give our commander Ironwalk. Yeah, this sort of thing. But again, it's only benefiting other shapeshifters or Mistform Ultimus. So just we've got to bear that in mind. And so things like this, if your Mistform Ultimus wasn't out, then it would cost 2 to less because again it's every creature. That's interesting. Target shapeshifter becomes a copy of a target creature until you're... That's interesting. Okay. Let's get some of this in. So definitely... That's elemental, pro red. Devotion to blue. Oh, okay, yep. I just want to see what that plays like. What's it you control? Thematically interesting. Yeah, we're just buffing all of our changelings and our commander, really. Oh, that's why I went up. I was just trying to work out. I do have a number of merfolk. This might be good to run like a merfolk recruiter type thing. That's already in there. Just copying other stuff. Oh, I did want to play that, didn't I? Whoa, I'm over the... Yeah, no, that's way too... I've gone crazy with the creatures there. Right. Just take out some of this stuff. That's cool. might start just cutting back on the stuff from the set itself, from the pool a little bit. Flash that in. Shroud. You can see that coming. Cast it. Don't think that really makes any sense. Here's my commander Shadow. I was thinking about taking that out. Just leave it at that for the moment. Okay, so we already have 5 artifacts. We'll see what we want to run here. Okay. Makes it easy to attach. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I want to play that. Let's play a bit of equipment. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, now I'm going to start pulling these. I don't think these make any sense. I will actually take them out. Yeah. be a bit more ruthless with this this time around. It's interesting, there's quite a lot of potentially self-equipping cards here that you could play as well. Let's buff that 17. Yep. Right. Draw a chosen type in addition to that might help me out. Okay, 5 enchantments. Yeah, it looks like we got a lot of stuff coming out that was in there. That's fine. Okay. I do have a thought vessel in it. Yeah. Right. It's actually quite a difficult deck to build because you're having to think in multiple dimensions. Okay. So do you have a counterspell in here? Nope. Brainstorm in there. This gets super annoying. makes sense. That's an interesting one because, of course, the Mistform Ultimus one too many. Boom. Okay. So, yeah. I always tend to forget the land, don't I? We'll just see what planeswalkers we get suggested. Ooh. Party Jace. Why not? What can I get rid of? And lands. Okay. That's funny. Oh, of course. How could I not? Just gonna add to that mana. Yeah. I could play these cycling cards as well. It's a popular thing to do in a mono colour deck. Gotta play that. Right, let's take out some blue here, just to get this back down again. So you need to get that down to 35 in total. Save. Okay, so there's our deck. I'm going to start playtesting in a moment. Before I do that, I just want to look at the average deck just to see what went on here. So, where did this go? So, I suppose you could argue similar sort of ideas. There is quite a lot of similarity, and there's a lot of sort of suiting and booting going on there. Enchantments, yeah, similar-ish. So yeah, it's sort of playing to the fact that we've got a card here that's multiple creature types. A lot of instants here. So it looks like lots of blue removal. What about us? Oh, sorcery's already looked at. Land, yeah, usual suspects here. This is there was one that I did think of. Oh, that's interesting. Animal Sanctuary. Yeah, that'd be a cool one to play actually. I did get a Reliquary's Tower. And then again here, looks like it's mainly creatures that act as lords or pseudo-lords. Or make it easier to cast certain tribal cards in blue. Yeah. So, same thing, different cards, basically. That's cool, actually. Spawning Kraken, I didn't see that come up. Yeah, okay. So, let's just do a quick playtest. I think this is one of these decks where might be like a perfect Storm deck. Not Storm as in the ability, but just some, you'll get a succession of cards where everything just meshes and it just goes off. But we'll see. So, I don't know if I remember to export that. I'm going to do that now. Sometimes I will tweak this after the fact, but we'll see. Right. Okay, so that's a late game card. These are just duplication cards. We've got a single island. We've got a Stone Forge Masterwork. Okay, I can get that out pretty quick. So let's do that. So turn one, that, boom. I'm going to get this out fairly quickly. Yeah, well, it looks like we've got a bit of a mana problem here, unfortunately. Looks like we've got a lot of a mana problem. Oh, island. Okay, so we can get our Lord of Atlantis out, but not much else. Choose a creature type, creatures you control. Right, so I would probably be tempted to choose Merfolk maybe. So we can get our Sapphire Medallion, which means now all going forward all our spells cost less to cast, which is good. And then I don't really want to, I need to wait to play that. What's my devotion is pretty rubbish at the moment. So I could play that out this turn. My mana is somewhat choking me. Just get that out. Oh, we have a Mutavault. Yeah, obviously I could cast this next. Okay. So I am in a position where I could cast this now. So this is out. Yeah, so I probably could have turned that out a turn earlier actually with that in play. So this now is a 4/4. And when I played this out, that would have been reduced by what? Okay. One less to play. Interesting. Okay. Stick this on here. Equip creature gets +1 for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. So if I put that on there, that now becomes a 6/6. So yeah, if I start swinging with this now, this is just going to probably get bigger as I bring in creatures because of this in play. So now I suppose the smart thing to do is to maybe make this a choose a creature type. Yeah, so I could make this a Lord of Atlantis, which would then buff this further, plus any other Merfolk, which I haven't played yet. So yeah, if I got that out, okay, that's working. Master of Waves, not yet, my friend. Coastal Piracy. Yeah, so the other thing is, once I get this out, it's just... So every time I swing with this, if it's getting through, then I'm getting card draw. So let's just assume that's happening for the purpose. So that was the kind I was trying to think. So also everything now is getting like 2 less to cast because of this and if I wanted to activate this and then choose a creature type. So this is really not, I wouldn't want to be attacking with this. It's a utility card. And then I could also do some interesting shenanigans to make sure that everything comes in as a certain type as well. So this, yeah. So you've got to really have your wits about you when you play this deck. Oh, look, a Lotus Bloom. So again, if I'm assuming I'm getting to draw a second card. I suppose. So I'm just trying to think of how this and this might interact. So with this, you might want to make this a different, something different than is currently in play. Because then it would get, yeah. Okay, so the anything that does this, you got to keep your eye on it. Control is a chosen type in addition. Oh yeah, I can see how this gets out of hand at a certain point. Because this is an illusion, so this is everything anyway. So yeah, you would want this to be a creature type that's actually not, you don't have, because then this would get double, but 2 lots of plus each. Shares a creature type with it. I think that's how it would work. That's quite complicated. This is the sort of deck you really need to be playing on MTGO. It's really helpful then because it does all that for you. So supposing I said, I don't know, what's something that's not in the deck, like fungus. So play that out. Say fungus. Oh, this is a fun deck. Oh look. So yeah, we got mana, plenty of mana to do stuff. Counterspell, Master of Waves. Not yet, my friend. And we get elementals as well, and that helps with this. So yeah, this gets seriously out of hand with this. Wow. Okay. Oh, and of course we also, if we're swinging with the I'm not even keeping track of this. This gets complicated. So this is constantly getting buffed. If we're swinging with this and not getting blocked, just for argument's sake, then we're getting double card draw when that happens, or a second draw when that happens. Now we've got slivers, which is this now has shadow. They can block or be blocked only by creatures with shadow. It's a changeling. Shapeshift becomes a copy of target creature until end of turn. Okay. Yeah, so interesting, like multi-layer deck here, and things just get more involved the more stuff you have out. Yeah, it's funny because it doesn't seem a super popular commander to play, but as a toolbox you could have endless amounts of fun with this, probably, like with a certain number of key cards as your starting point, so to speak, like certain key utility lands, some obviously this, and some key other equipment, and then some key lords, and then just swap out various utility creatures or other lords as well that might produce really interesting synergies. So yeah, this looks like fun. It's just oh, here we go, this is better. We were a little bit in trouble there because of the islands. Yeah, I like this actually. You know, I'm sure I could have done better. But yeah, loads of interesting choices. Okay, I think I'll call it a stop there. It's been just over an hour of durdling through this. So there we have it. That was the that was my build for my commander there. Let me just get this back on screen. There we go. Good old Mistform Ultimus. Oh, Salt Sum of 39.23. It's a fairly expensive deck, but there are a number of cards in here which are quite pricey. So yeah, that will be it. I think yeah, Cyclonic Rift and I'm trying to remember the other. There was another blue instant. Maybe I'm getting confused here. But there's a few cards here that are a bit more on the pricey side that you could probably swap out with, but not required. How much is a Reliquary Tower now? Oh, that's not too bad. Oh yeah, of course the Nixos. Yeah, that's another one. And there's a few in here like Mutavault. There might be another one of these that does a similar thing. So that was first on the list. So thanks once again to the Architect algorithm for ably assisting me with this and my my brain. So there we have it. That's the Mistform Ultimus Commander Durdle deck. Thanks for watching and bye for now.